Tonight, we're going to follow a small object into very large darkness. Not a monument. Not a flag. A record. In 1977, 2 Voyager spacecraft left Earth, carrying a gold-plated copper disc meant to outlast all of us. A message in sound and picture, made for a listener we could not imagine clearly. This is Curious Nights. And tonight's episode is called How the Voyager Golden Record Was Made. We'll move slowly. We'll stay with the practical details, the human decisions, and the quiet ingenuity of turning a planet into a playable object. The Golden Record was, in a sense, a time capsule. Not aimed at a particular star. Not addressed to a known civilization. More like a carefully packed bottle, placed into an ocean with no shore in sight. NASA asked a small committee to decide what to include. Carl Sagan chaired the effort, with collaborators including Frank Drake, Andrew Yan, Timothy Ferris, and the designer John Lomberg. The challenge wasn't only technical. It was philosophical. If you have a limited amount of space, what do you send to represent a world? They chose to send 3 kinds of things: sounds, music, and a set of images encoded in an audio-like signal. And they added something else, too. Instructions. Because a message isn't really a message, unless it can be decoded. Before we talk about what's on the record, it helps to picture what it is. A real disc, with grooves. Like a phonograph record from home. NASA describes the record as a 12-inch, gold-plated copper disc. It's protected by an aluminium cover, which carries the playback diagrams. There is also a small and striking detail. An ultra-pure sample of uranium-238 was placed on the cover. Because uranium decays at a known rate, it can serve as a kind of clock. This is one of those design choices that feels almost tender. Not just, here is what we are, but also, here is when we were. The cover isn't decorative. It's an instruction sheet in symbols. A calm attempt to be understood without shared language. NASA explains that the diagrams show how to play the record, and how to reconstruct the images. One part describes the picture signal as a series of lines, similar in concept to the way television scanning builds an image. Another part of the cover points outward. It gives a way to locate our Sun, in the larger galaxy. And it anchors the message in time, using that uranium clock. Historically, this is important to remember. The Golden Record is not only a playlist. It is also a compact engineering argument that says, if you can measure and build instruments, you can probably decode this. Now we come to the part people remember. What did they choose to put on it? NASA lists 115 images, along with natural sounds like surf, wind, thunder, birds, and whales. They included spoken greetings in many languages, spanning ancient and modern tongues. And then there is the music. A selection meant to hint at the range of human expression, without pretending to be complete. Any list would be imperfect. So the task becomes something else. A careful sample. This is where the episode can stay balanced. Historically, we can say there was a real committee with real constraints and deadlines. And gently, we can imagine the feeling of making those choices late at night. Trying to be honest. Trying to be generous. Trying not to turn Earth into a slogan. Choosing the contents was only the first half. The other half was making it physical. Making it playable. The images weren't stored as photographs. They were encoded into a signal that could be etched into grooves. Brightness values were mapped into the sound-like pattern, so that a decoder could reconstruct pictures from the audio information. And then the manufacturing had to be done with care. NASA describes work at a record processing center in Gardena, California, where the records were cut and plated. It's a lovely contrast. Cosmic ambition, built with the same industrial precision used to make ordinary records on Earth. Except this time, the record wasn't meant to last for years. It was meant to last for ages. So that's the shape of it. A gold-plated copper disc, sealed behind an aluminium cover with a small map of how to listen. A committee choosing sounds, images, languages, and music, with limited space and finite time. Engineers and technicians turning those choices into grooves that could survive the cold and silence of space. And beneath it all, a quiet human gesture. The willingness to be known. Even if no one answers. For the last few moments, you can picture the record as it travels. No engine noise. No wind. Just a steady drift through a dark that doesn't hurry. You don't need to hold on to any details. Just the feeling of careful making. And the idea that even technical work can carry something like tenderness. Good night.